Hello, XPC hackers. This is video 3 of 3 of AvoMD. I am Yair Saperstein, CEO and co-founder. So what you might want to do as a clinician builder is you might want to say, look, I can create something like this. I'm a summary as a physician and I want to be able to have an assessment plan or, use some kind of tool, put it into Chat GPT and paste it in and okay, it works, something like this, right? And this may or may not be your prompt. And you're like, all right, this is wonderful. I now want to use this and share it. How do you share these kinds of prompts within a structure that you can then use? Or even more, right? What I did is I want to understand the sodium potassium chloride, bicarbon, anion gap and pull that from the EHR. So how do I do that and how do I embed it? So I'm going to show you two different parts here. I'm going to show you Avo Builder and how to actually construct it. And then I want to point you to the AvoMD embedding doc, which is going to be available on the AvoMD page for you XPC hackers. So the embedding doc you can access yourself. I'm going to highlight the Avo Builder part. So we're going to create a new algorithm. This is going to be my demo for XPC. And we're just going to have a description of module or algo that'll go in here. Multiple people can edit at once, create. Again, the first thing that you have is the introduction card. Double click, you have the ability to edit it. I'm just going to write demo, info box, and media. We describe these things. Now, we're going to do a numbers panel, right? Because we want to incorporate, for example, within BMP, something that's predefined. My sodium, my potassium, my chloride, and my bicarb. Notice that each one has numerics that are attached to it, which is the LOINC codes. You can always create a custom one over here. Let's hit create. If I go into resources, there's a lot more things you can access, but we're going to focus on formulas. We're going to create a formula, and we're going to do within the formula for unit, I'm just going to say anion gap rather than putting it in itself. Number sign gives you access to them. So sodium plus potassium minus chloride minus bicarb anion gap. You can explain what it is. We're going to hit create, and it looks like I need a formula name, anion gap, create, and it's now created. I'm going to go, and I've created some of these before. So I'm going to go back into my flow, and I have so far my demo, my numerics, and now I want to drag and drop, let's say, one more text input, which is going to be just my chief complaint, and I'm going to ask for there to be some kind of text input, and now I'm going to put in my GPT box, and I'm going to just put it in as my assessment plan summary, and I'm going to paste in that prompt that I had. These things I've loaded from doing a number sign, right? So again, I can load in my sodium, my potassium, and so on. Anion gap over here. Let's just pull that in again because I'm not sure if it did it appropriately, and include an assessment plan for inpatient setting. I hit create. Now, if I want to see what it looks like, right, one way that I can do it is I can hit simulate. I can see exactly what it looks like now. The other thing is I might want to just publish it. And when I publish it, I have the ability to share the link. So I'm just going to sync it to my own team and have the ability to share the link over here and copy it. If you're simulating it over here, you'll have the ability to share the link from this simulation as well. But for now, let me just hit my simulator from where it was published. And here's my demo. If I'm in the EHR, it's going to automatically pull these in. If I'm not in the EHR, then I'm going to have to type them in. So I type it in. My chief complaint, let's say, is belly pain. Now let's just hit go so that I can incorporate that. And then I have my assessment plan that's generated here, right? So there's many different things that you can use this for. Play around with that toolbar on the top to try to set up your own pathways, whether it's using the GPT box and pathway for prompts that you have versus allowing for a prompt by allowing for text input and then generating that prompt, and many other things that you can do in that context to create patient, provider, or any other summaries. Of course, you can include pictures and videos, play around with the resources tab, play around with the flow tab, and of course, look at the embedding doc to be able to incorporate this within what you're trying to do. Again, thank you for participating in the XPC Hackathon, and I hope that you enjoy your use of AvoMD and incorporating it. Now let's build.